Terry, here we are, almost a week into pre-season. How are the pre-season training going?
It's going very well. The players have certainly put their backs into it and everything else. So some of the players have never experienced a pre-season like this, and I think they look a bit shattered, but they've certainly got through it very well and very strongly. And they're giving us a nice sort of show when it comes to what they can do. When it comes to pre-season, you do a lot of running, a lot of physical exercises and activity, and it's always difficult when the ball comes out sometimes. I know that sounds a bit strange because you're absolutely physically knackered and physically tired. It's difficult then to pass and move and do the things you can with the ball, but they'll get there, and we've got games coming up thick and fast soon, so they'll be able to get their game legs and get that sharpness which you need. But you need that level of fitness first before you can then start to play decent football, because you need to sustain pressure, you need to move, you need to pass, you need to run, and you need to sprint. So that will come.
You signed a lot of players this summer. Most of them you did your business early on in the summer. What can we expect from the new boys, the new faces arriving at the club?
Well, within a week of the pre-season starting, we've now got our squad together, which is very unusual for us. And I don't think many other clubs in the SPFL now have actually achieved that. So to get everyone on board so early is a bonus, because there's nothing like when you're running together, you're working hard together. I see a lot from the sidelines, but the players themselves see a lot in their new teammates. They see what they're like, what their character's like. Are they going to sustain the running? Are they going to drop back? Are they going to chuck it in? Are they strong? Are they determined? They've got guts. You see all these things, and I see a lot from the sidelines, of course. But the players, when they're running and working hard with their teammates, they see a lot more than me. So that's a significant factor, and that gets everybody together, and everybody gets really close, literally very, very close. And they make sure that the players now know each other's strengths and now know each other's characters very well.
I think you did it last season as well. You got Gary Warren, Ross Draper, David Raven in quite early on too, and it kind of worked for you. You got them gelled nice and easy.
Yeah, Ross Draper in particular had a laugh with the big man. I think his first training session was a 12-minute run. He had to do like 3,000 metres in the 12 minutes, and he was struggling. He couldn't believe it. But he kept going and he kept plodding away. I think everybody was just really delighted with the fact that he was a stayer. He had guts. He kept up there with the boys, even though he was 10 yards behind, but still kept going. And I think if you have that in you, and especially the players that went through that last year, this year, they know what they can do and they know what they have to do. The newcomers have come in and it's hit them right between the eyes. But these players that were here last year, like the Ross Drapers and the Gary Warrens, they can tell these new boys exactly what they have to do and what's required. So it's great. A lot of the players from here that have been here, like last year, Richie Ferran included, they sort of do my job for me. It's quite easy, really. They just they G them up and cajole them and bully them and get them going. So it's great. It's been terrific. Speaking
to the new lads as well, they get a sense of achievement from last season, and they want to go one step better as well next season, which must please you. And you've got the core of a very successful side from last season too. Yeah, we have.
We've got a lot of the boys there. We've obviously lost Owain and Chris Hogg, Antonio, and Andy Shinnie. Especially Andy Shinnie with the goals and the way that he played. We've got other players that can fill in the positions. Aaron Dorrans was one that could play in behind Billy. We've got Curtis Allen, of course. He's still on holiday at the moment, so he'll get hit with the running when he gets back next week. But we've got good options now. But I think we know the style of play that we want to get out there and perform to. The players know exactly what's required of them, and the newcomers will settle in very quickly, I'm sure. So we've actually had a look at the way we want to play with the signings that we brought in. So we needed little holes that we had to fill, and we've certainly done that. Steve Marcello's done a great job on that, because these players have got energy, they've got desire, they've got commitment, and they've got skill as well.
I think last season as well you had competition for places, and that's increased this season too.
Yeah, I mean, getting Dean Brill was a brilliant signing, as you might say. Great name, Brill, isn't it? Like that, yeah. But he's got a presence. He's played a lot in League One as well. And I know some of our fans, one or two of our fans were saying about him coming from the conference side, but he's got experience. He's 27 years old. If you see him, he's a big guy. He's got a big chest, good hands. And he's got a presence about him. And we've got two excellent keepers again, like we had last year. And there's great competition there with Ryan and with Dean, and Nick Draper too, who's a young one that's come in and impressed us very much. And we've got good competition all over the pitch. Yes, I'd like more, because every manager would like more, like a bigger squad. But we haven't got that ability to do that because the money's all gone. But you know, I'm certainly pleased with what we've got, and what these players are is sort of, you know, quite versatile too. So a lot of players can play in different positions, and they're going to have to this year as well. But it's exciting. You know, you're on the cusp of a new season. 12 months ago, you're talking about survival and about relegation battles. You know, this season we're saying, right, you know, we're looking at doing better than what we did last year, and hopefully we can do just that.
Last season, a lot of your newer players, Gary Warren, Ross Striper, I'll use that example again, you know, got good reviews. Billy Mackay had a great season last year as well, and Steve Marcella just keeps doing it, doesn't he? For
he does.
You know, he's dug up hopefully another few gems.
Yeah, he certainly has. He puts a massive shift in the summer. You know, he doesn't go on holidays very often. But what he does do is, you know, he does the work that I can't do and sometimes won't do. Speaks to a lot of agents and a lot of people down there. But you know, there are some good players down there. And I think from our fans' point of view as well, if they see the talent, they see the way these players have come up and played last year in particular, and were exciting and gave great commitment to this club. I think if our fans see that, then you know they don't mind where they come from, as long as we can, you know, do the business on the pitch and entertain and score goals, which we did last year, and pick up points and finish in that top 6.
And as you say, the ball comes out on Saturday away to Keith,
yeah.
Then Forest on Tuesday, a good test for your players against Highland League opposition.
Well, Elgin as well after that. We've got some good games coming up. We play a lot of games against the local sides every year, and we get great reception there and a great test as well on the pitch. So yeah, we've certainly got some good games to look forward to. Games to travel to, our Brothwaite Rovers, Charlton as well. Although we're not going down by bus, which I think a lot of our fans might do, but we're going to actually fly down to that one, which is quite nice. But yeah, it makes a change. Yeah, good experience for our players to be together like that and play against championship opposition. I think that's a real test. So yeah, we're looking forward to these matches. But obviously, 3rd of August, St Mirren here is the big one. That's on our sort of, you know, on our calendar, on our sort of focus. But what we've got in does excite me. So they'll get better. You know, the whole group will gel better as well, and we can't wait.
Cheers, Terry. Thanks for that.
Good.